So tourism and tourism experience falls within the consumerism aspect. But because tourism is not physical, owning a TV is physical, you can touch it. But now for tourism, it means that you have to do a little bit more to inspire, to create a picture, sort of storytell to a point somebody now connects with what you want to offer. And at destination level, Kenya achieves this through our private sector, who have invested and done a lot of marketing for them, for their products and services that they have put in place, whether it's hotels, restaurants, pubs, or airlines that connecting them from one destination to the other. But at the core of it is the consumer. And in the modern world, in the new generation traveler, they look to make an impact as for themselves and where they are going to, learning from COVID. So for a destination to really stand out, it needs to be resilient and it needs to speak to that consumer, offer things that connect with them, things that they'll spend money. So it's no longer services. When a consumer chooses Kenya for safari, we don't take it for granted. It's because Kenyans are known to be hospitable people who have great service level and with a smile. So that has worked. But now in the new economy of experience economy, you're looking at a slightly different consumer. Over time, they have been able to mutate. You have a traveler who is looking to be really immersed, to be a local, so to speak. If it is jumping like the Maasai, they even want to wear like a Maasai and jump, holding a rungu, be like a Maasai. If they want to go and cook ugali, for us as a certain experience, they want to go there, hold the mwiko, see the fire boiling, add unga. Now, what do you call it? Yes, kupika ugali. Songa ugali. Yeah, they are happy if they get to burn a finger or two, because that's part of the experience that they will always carry. If it's, for example, an American, they will understand what is ugali. If they visit to where I come from, like Kalenjin community, they will take mursik and will explain how the process is made. So this is now the product which they carry in their mind, and they're willing to pay an extra value for them. And for them, it was not just coming to Kenya. It's coming to take a piece of Kenya with them. So you are able to charge, if it is me, I'll be able to charge a premium for that experience. They will speak really good about that experience and tell it to their friends and family through social and the power of digital and digital marketing platforms and networks. So for me, the experience economy that we are in calls for every experience provider to understand really very well who their target audience is. Are they the kind that are really active, they want to be involved, so that they want to be immersive, or they just want to be inspired educationally, but watch, this is how Maasais jump, or I want to jump like a Maasai, or they want to be really passive and enjoy the serenity of where it is on the far end, that I was with this grouping of people and I had fun, or really I did take something out of it. So once all that is determined and is factored in the development and creation of the experience, you find that you'll always have an outstanding ovation in terms of the experience you have given to the clientele that are serving you. They will not only market you, they will also call to come back, and you'll be able to retain a good database or a good lead of consumers or those who are able to support you over time. So in the modern world of tourism marketing or tourism sector, that is where we are at, that we should be at performing not just at great service level, but looking toward to graduate services to an experience.
Right. So opportunities are aplenty. And carrying a piece of Kenya, let's just say it for what it is. Kenya is priceless. Who can afford a piece of Kenya? And for this conversation on all things priceless, I must ask you for your take on this, because when we think about MasterCard, priceless shows up, because it's about those things that you can't even attach a figure to. We're now moving beyond, give me 1,000 bob less for this. We're moving for, I will pay whatever it takes for this experience because it's so unique, it's quite frankly priceless. Give us a little bit about your thoughts on experiential tourism, where we are, and the tie-in with priceless.
All right, thank you very much, Sheila. So experience tourism for MasterCard has become the it thing. First of all, MasterCard really, really values tourism as a sector and has begun investing heavily in this sector to see how can we leverage and support, with the technology that we have, governments support private sector players just to grow that ecosystem into something a little bit more. So we have a strong partnership with KTB where we have begun leveraging that whole array of MasterCard assets to help them think through, to help them focus, and to help them deliver on their own mandates. And for that reason, experiences became a key word for us. Experiences in how our customers as MasterCard holders, how they feel, how they want to be treated, what the opportunity looks like when they come into a country. And we have begun building end-to-end experiences for that MasterCard holder for them to enjoy as they come into our country. We have built a large ecosystem that we call priceless.com, which I'm super proud to say that Kenya has been included into that platform, that 3.1 billion MasterCard holders have access to unlock any unique opportunities that Kenya has to offer. We are working with KTB just in that area to say what are the experiences that we can plug in onto that, so that we are promoting Kenya through our own ecosystem and making sure that we understand what our own customers need and how then can we plug in and support or work with the ecosystem owners in Kenya to provide those experiences to our holders.
Fantastic. That's leveraging data, innovation, technology, bringing it all to work, not just for one particular party, but a whole entire industry, and that is really something quite commendable. We're going to talk a little bit more about the future and where that is going to take all of us, because it's not just going to take KTB Pekeake. It's going to carry all of us, including all the affiliates gathered here. You'll unpack that just in a little bit. Right now, I want to have a conversation with our next panelist. It's estimated that 1.3 billion people around the world are persons living with disabilities. This represents 16% of the world's population. Basically, 1 in 6 of us is living with a disability. And Julius Mbura, living with a disability has not kept you from living your best life. Not only are you a lawyer championing and advocating for persons living with disability, you're also on social media.
Yeah.
Please, where do we begin with unpacking your experience? Tell us a little bit about not being held back, and why inclusivity and experiential tourism is so important to you.
Thank you very much. I think for the longest time, disability has not been viewed as a sector that can participate actively in tourism. And let me just start by giving you an experience. I went to Masai Mara a while ago, and against all odds, people even discouraged me. What will you experience? You know, it's very visual. But I told them, for experience, you don't put a visual first, because it's how you feel, how you immerse yourself. And I went through the whole experience, being audio described for animals, and also feeling more, because at some point I actually told the driver, kill the engine, because I need to feel what the animals are doing, and I could feel the elephants grazing, pulling the grass from the ground. That is a memory that you cannot take away from me, you know. And when you look at the infrastructure for tourism, basically persons with disabilities are not embedded into the experience. But I push boundaries over and beyond to make sure that I shift perceptions around disability, and also the fact that persons with disabilities don't buy into experiences or travel. I show them that, you know, it's doable. 3 weeks ago, I was in San Diego, California, and the experience being in a different country, different state, and having to experience a different life away from Kenya, it was very clear that we need to do more. We need to, for us to even achieve inclusion, we need to think of persons with disabilities being part of, because inclusivity is not trying to build bridges after everything is done. It's thinking of everyone, and I'm not talking only about persons with disabilities, because at one point, even persons without disabilities, you'll need these accommodations, because you'll let's be real, you grow old, you know. So you get to a point where you need a bit of, you know, understanding when you're making an order or you're moving around. And from that point now you can start understanding that people on wheelchairs, people who are blind, there are certain things they need for them to actually even experience on the same level that you do. A while ago we took children from Thika School for the Blind to museum and the Giraffe Center, and it's the experience of even having to feed the giraffe, you know, having to feel the tactile, you know, animals at the museum. And these are people who are born blind, never heard of, you know, the elephant. They're only told stories. So they have different imagery, they have different perspectives about these animals, but coming close to them and feeling like, you know, for them to feel the zebra and feel like, oh, it's like a cow, you know, that is what they know. And different people will have different interpretations, but it's also important to understand that persons with disabilities want to live a full life. For me, I've never limited myself just because I'm blind. I review cars, I drive, I ride motorbikes, you know, I go on hikes. I even tell my friends, let's go on a road trip. And it's out of believing in myself that I've been able to experience and even immerse myself to this whole new world. But it's not about me. It's about that young child who's never experienced anything. They get out of school, they go home. At home, they are locked up. If they're going even to church, they're not let to, you know, talk to other people. Stigma is fueled that way. And if we are bystanders, we get to also feed into the stigma and discrimination that has been there for ages.
Thank you.
But if we start understanding and start participating, then we start bringing inclusion closer home.
Asante Sana, what an inspiration. And he is right. A significant number of people living with disabilities, they weren't necessarily born with the disabilities. Accidents happen. Someone can fall down the stairs. Things can happen and you find yourself now living with a disability. Does that mean you can't travel? You can't enjoy the things that you used to? And listening to you speaking has got me thinking immersion. It's feeling, it's going really beyond what I saw. It's what I felt about where I was, how I was treated where I was. And CEO Jeremiah, it is so important for you because you represent two experiences and each one is extremely immersive. So talk to us a little bit about what your work.
Thank you, Sheila, and great to be here. My name is Jeremiah, the CEO of Saruni Base Camp. You might be familiar with Saruni or Base Camp, so now we are one company for the last 2 years. So I'm here to represent two experiences. And I'll pick it as a story because I continue what the CEO said. I think the current traveler, the guests that we are receiving, and especially after COVID, they are just not looking for your usual safari experience or beach experience. They are going for more than that. They are not looking for your gold tap and a clean room and a lion in front. That is what has been done for the longest. So that's why I started, because what we have seen with the two experiences that we have partnered with KTB since 2021 is that those present a very unique opportunity for the guests and the customer to see a different way of experience or doing things. And there are two levels. So one of them is the Warrior Academy that we run under Saruni. And this targets really the family travel, the young traveler in the population. And just to continue like what he said, the best experience part of it is you want to immerse them into the experience. You just don't want them to pass through. And how do we do that? And thanks to KTB, we packaged it in a way that you get the young kids to be part of the experience. You get them to be part of the warriors. First, if you call it a warrior academy, they want to be the warriors. They've heard about these Maasai Samburu warriors. And to them, it's those fighters in the field. But we simplify it to the level of, no, it's not about fighting. It's about the simple skills that the communities do here. So we want you to be part of the community, we want you to be part of the experience. Some of the significant things we do there is like being with the mamas. So if you really want to know how these things are done, then you get the kids and the parents together, and they do the experience really. And they have something to take away at the end of the day. And the other one is making bows and arrows and being part of that experience. And you can imagine these young kids who have never been to Africa, and this is the first time they come here, and they've seen these things on TV, really being part of that experience with the guides. And at the end of it, it's a small test just to see if they were able to catch some of these experiences, and you're able to sort of compare what you beaded, the bow and arrow you made to the real one, the small spear that you did together with the guide to the real one, and you have a small takeaway for the kids back home when they travel. And what we've experienced is that sticks in the mind. And we have seen families travel back with us again and say, now my son was 3 years or 5 years when I came, and my other son is now 5 years, and I want to do exactly like that. So it becomes part of the experience. And you can imagine what this kid will do or will be looking at when he's a grown-up. So what we've seen is they are able to absorb this, they're able to connect with the community, they're able to connect with the practical on the ground. So what is my take home here? My take home here is, other than just what you're offering on a day-to-day basis, which is what the customer, what the guest expects, you need these small, simple, practical things that you can do as a community. And the second one, and this is rhino tracking. We are just lucky to be one of the few operators that offer black rhino tracking. We're doing this up in the north in a place called Sera. And again, with partnership with Magical Kenya, what we experienced was we want to show conservation in a different way. And vision this. 10 years ago, in a small sanctuary inside Sera, we produced 10 rhinos, and today, 21. So that's double. But how do you pass this story to the guests? You just don't rush the guests into the sanctuary and drive around and tell them, here we are, we have now double the number. We do this through the tracking. And you want the guests to experience that. You want them to thrill. You want them to come out of the car, walk on their feet, be with the guide and the ranger, and really be able to go through the families of the rhinos. This is where we started, this is where we are. And that experience doesn't go away. So really, instead of just doing a normal game drive, what we have experienced is when you take them on the rhino tracking experience, when they are on the ground, when they can feel, he just said that he felt the elephant picking the grass from the ground. So the guests can feel that that's a rhino, and that's the experience that I'm having, and they are right on the ground. So really that experience sticks in the mind. And we've seen people come back and say, we want to do the same. Thank you.
Two things I'm picking up from this conversation: ecotourism. It's community and it's the environment. Madam CEO, I'd like you to run with these two because you also watch over a different aspect, but definitely still in line with Jeremiah.
Thank you. I just want to add a final thing regarding an experience. I think, you know, we're looking, and then I'll go on to community and environmentally based, but it all ties together. I think when we're creating experiences, we're looking for innovativeness, we're looking for creativity, we're looking for diversity. We're no longer looking for the same package in different spaces, but you know, and that's an audio, it's a visual, it's immersive, it's a vibration, it's how your team welcomes and treat them, how you listen to individual needs. Not everybody wants to come and go to your spa and watch, you know, the 9 p.m. entertainment, but how are we listening to our travelers to hear what do they like in their travel, and then aligning their needs. Maybe it's adventure travel, wellness travel, cultural immersion, environmental education. Maybe they want to do something that has a positive impact on the community or the local environment. So I think we're looking at how are we being innovative, what are their needs. As was mentioned earlier, people are looking for places that also have a positive impact environmentally. People want to see the place that they're supporting, support local communities beyond just, you know, a token CSR program. So I think when we're looking at ecotourism, there's so many different types of ecotourism. There's, underwater marine adventures, there's conservation, exploring conservation areas. And then like for us at Distant Relatives as an eco lodge, we're really looking at every choice we're making. How much water are we using? What are we building with? What are we reusing? We build with glass bottles, we build with old boats that then we buy from local fishermen. So we're looking at how can all of our decisions, how can all of our design, how can the guests experience, they'll be showering in a bamboo grove under the stars with monkeys jumping. So that's an experience that you're working with nature, you're harmonious with nature, and you're also giving them a connection to nature. I think so on the topic of ecotourism, there's many different types. For me, I think it really starts with the business and the ethos and the individual. How much do you actually care about the environment, what resources you're consuming, and how can you give the traveler an educational experience as well as an immersive experience that works harmoniously with nature. All of our businesses depend on resources. And if we're not taking care of those, if we're not conserving them, if we're not regenerating, our industry is not sustainable. So I think ecotourism can look like many things, but for us, it's really about a relationship. And I think a lot of times we think about eco-conscious decisions and we're like, reduce, reuse, recycle. So I would add in another, we need to refuse things that damage our environment. We need to reduce things like our water consumption when communities around us don't have it. We need to regenerate the degraded ecosystems that are around us. So we need to think beyond solar panels or beyond just growing food there. There's a lot of steps to take, and as an industry, we have a huge amount of influence on the future of our environment and communities. So on the last note, for communities, I think our businesses have the capacity to make such positive impact on our local economy and on our local communities. But we really need to care about the humans involved. We need to create experiences that put revenue back into the pockets of those around us, whether it's the farmers, the fishermen, taxi drivers, boda bodas, service providers, employees. We need to build the capacity. So we have the ability to absolutely exploit our environment and community, or to build business models that can actually really build up, support, and work harmoniously with communities and environment. Thank you.
Goes to you, Acting CEO, and this concerns, when it comes to the signature experiences, we're building and building, and so far today, when we are done, we will have 60 experiences, which is a huge number, and it is something to be very proud of. But in any industry and with any innovation, there are always the early adopters. They're those who jump in and they see it for what it is and really take off with it. And then we've got to go back and help others understand. And so the question I have for you concerns, once you make it to the signature experience, what's next for you? What is the benefit for others? Because we all have friends in the industry, maybe they haven't applied, maybe they don't even understand the process. If you can very quickly walk us through that and the benefit, why being a signature experience is so good for you, tafadhali share that.
Thanks a lot, Sheila. And I think what you've spoken is the reason we are here. Experience, in my opinion, are priceless, as MasterCard puts it, and it is in sync in terms of brand partnership that we have. Personally, experiences are forever because you can never take it out, and especially if they are unique, then you want even to share them. So being part of the Magical Kenya signature experience is really great because all the business owners, all the managers, or those involved in that, in delivering that experience, benefit from the marketing reach and brand power that Kenya Tourism has through Magical Kenya and Tembea Kenya. Those onboarded will be marketed by specific mentions, which is something we always shy away with in terms of mentioning particular products or products owners. So for this one, for example, Basecamp and Saruni, the warrior experience, we will shout about it, together with all the others are in the collection. So Previously, we've done campaigns to highlight them to the targeted consumer. We bucket them, whether they're adventure, eco, family, nature, wilderness, and the 100,000 opportunities for experiences in Kenya, so that we are able to speak to the consumer. From that reach, you'll be able to sort of funnel down and have somebody who will come and pay directly to the company. So the opportunity lies is that there is no intermediary. Consumers find you, they go to your landing page, they see the experience, and they connect with you directly. Secondly, you are in our website. The experience is curated. We come back after the unveiling, we develop a video, a short video that is really able to stick with whoever audience that is able to connect with it. And they will go looking for additional information, click on the link of their page of your website, and understanding further, get your email, get your telephone number, make a booking or make an inquiry. On our social, we do have campaigns so that it's visible and shareable to those who connect with it, because with social media, there are communities that are able to share things that are similar. We want to work with influencers as well to come, and thought leaders, as well as people who have influence from different kind of perspective, depending on the experience, so that it is known globally and worldwide that such an experience exists in Kenya at a particular place, and this is how you consume it, and I think it will be fit for you. The perfect example has been mentioned, a parent coming with a 3-4-year-old and getting another one, maybe sometimes 5 years later, and saying, this young one must go through a certain experience, together with the neighbors, churches, communities, professional bodies. So it is really endless. But in short of it, you benefit from digital marketing, where we invested the Magical Kenya Tourism Board specific channels. Number 2 is you're on the website 24/7. You are on YouTube, the experience video that is there. We provide interview opportunities as well as videos to depict that specific beginning to the end of the experience. But the best thing about it is this, Twitter, which is now X, we have hashtag that collects all the experiences for those who have really enjoyed it, and they are able to share content that is testimonial from themselves to the entire world. And that is a powerful marketing using user-generated content that goes out to the world. Now, for those who do not make it to the college, besides that, we have exhibitions, we have travel agents training abroad, online travel campaigns, which the landing page is the signature experiences. In exhibition, these are the experiences that we are going to the world with and say, here is our flag held high, and it is the Magical Kenya signature experiences. So the opportunities are boundless. What we do is only part of it. What the experience owner also needs to do is now work with the experience, the consumers that have paid and experienced it. How happy were they? What are they able to the experience in their own word? Because how they describe it sort of mirrors the look-alike other consumers, that you can be able to use their word and reach. And if they give you permission, use their images and specific words they have used, because you'll now be able to connect. There are other platforms like TripAdvisor, where now you can be able to have them not just write in a book, but now write it in a place of influence where consumers find it authentic and independent. Make sure that your products are highlighted. So for Kenya Tourism Board, those who are in the collection, we are happy to work with you to give you the benefits. For those who have not yet and have started the journey, we'll work with them. If they have applied and not managed to get in, we have the incubation period where training is facilitated. Advisory services are provided to make sure they are onboarded. And if they do not, at the end of the day, their experience will have from a stage, maybe several levels higher, and now they are competitive. In terms of marketing, we also do a lot of training. We will be onboarding this collection together with the previous one, and those who intend to onboard on digital marketing, which is now the place to be, and to unlock all the power, its data and other opportunities that lies therein. But the end of it is value in becoming part of the Magical Signature Experience Collection, and we do welcome all our private sector partners. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, a good conversation, time runs. And there's so much more that we could unpack here, from shifting customer perspectives, which was going to be your question. But as we wrap up, I think I'd like to give you the last word, and Julius, you will bear with me. Last words, and very quickly as we wrap up, because of the shifting customer perspectives, we all need to pay attention to this. It is critical. So what would be your parting shot?
I think my parting shot would really be around the continued investment around technology to support the tourism industry. I'd like to give an example of something that is so dear to me that MasterCard is doing, where we are now highly investing in what we call low-cost acceptance. Low-cost acceptance is a POS machine, for example. And when we're looking at an end-to-end experience, a tourist's journey, when they walk into this country, how many POS machines do they have access to? So probably airport, probably supermarket, and that going downwards. However, there are so many additional touch points that require them to have access to a POS machine. So we have invested that low-cost device that we are trying to roll out to taxi drivers.
What is a POS machine?
A POS machine is the one that you put your card to pay. Thank you. So we're trying to roll out a little gadget to taxi drivers, to people at Maasai Market, to the beach boys, the beach vendors. We have branded heavily along the coastline, the dhows. We are rolling out those to the people on the dhow so that they're able to accept payments. And for us, I feel like that is where our investment will continue to grow to support the industry, so that as we are investing on one side to make sure that visitors are coming in, we are also ensuring that their experiences on the ground meet their expectations.
Thank you very much to the panelists. In the interest of time and because of the citations, we really must wrap up. But thank you for sharing your insights and your experiences. We know we are going to be able to find you because you are still going to be here. Please don't leave immediately. The event is over, so that we can continue to network with each other, because I'm sure there's so many people who would like to reach out with some questions and some comments for you after this. But to remain competitive in the region, we can all agree, and not just in the region, the whole entire world, we have to go for more. Experience is our new premium. With that, I'd like to now ask the chairman of the Kenya Tourism Board, Francis Gishaba, tafadhali, naomba you join us up on stage for your remarks, and then I will request the panelists to kindly take to your seats. Thank you very much. Please give them a round of applause as they make their way down. And may we have the podium back, please?
Thank you.
Our guest of honor, the PS, State Department of Tourism, the acting CEO, KTB, John Chircher, and you, our partners, stakeholders, our friends in the media, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good mornings. I take this opportunity first to appreciate all of you who have invested in the tourism sector. We would not be here this morning were it not for your commitment. So for that, thank you very much. As you are aware, the tourism industry in this country has been on an upward swing comparing over the last 2 years. Let me give you just some perspectives so you can see where we are headed. If you look at the period January to August last year, this country experienced there about 925,000 tourist arrivals. The same period this year, we are looking at almost touching 1.3. What does that tell you? Now, let me sweeten it for you even more. The dollar exchange last year, the same period, August, was hanging around what? 120? About 120? Today, it's 150. So it tells you this is the best time for tourism to come up, for this industry to grow and prosper. Now, I want to take you on a very short journey. I want you now to step out from your roles as managers, as investors in tourism. Say you visited Kampala in Uganda or Cape Town in South Africa. We can even take a more exotic destination, say Madrid. So if you go to Kampala and you settle down, what are you likely to ask for? Where do people go? Don't you ask for that? Where do people eat? Which are the best places to visit? If you're a golfer, you'll be asking for where, which are the best golf courses in town. True or false? They probably tell you what? Let's visit up north. There is a place we call the source of the River Nile. Right? So you go to the source of River Nile, and what do? Selfie moments, because you want to carry those memories. If it is Cape Town, they'll tell you, let's go to the tip of South Africa, yeah, where the Indian Ocean meets the Atlantic. Let's go to the Table Mountains, take a drive to the vineyards. All these people are bringing out their signature experiences. You cannot come to Cape Town without visiting these places. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what we are here for today. To bring out our signature experiences. Kenya has been known for beach, wildlife, nature, but we are saying we now have much more to offer. We've got adventure. This country holds over 30 marathons every year. Who knows about it? The other day, somebody made a joke and said that people from Arusha, they come here to take selfies on the expressway. Is that true? What else do they do? What else do they do? Do they take the selfies and just go back? Can we create experiences for them around Nairobi that they can come and enjoy so that it becomes a deliberate? When they come for their marathon, they do something else. Now, I'll give you a story. 2 days ago, I went to Java. with some friends of mine. And it was a very hot afternoon. And I asked for something cold. So the waitress came, dropped a menu. Mimi nikaangalia, I looked around, so I asked her, now, madam, what do we do? So I looked, and then I saw some red dots. Have you ever seen them? There's some red dots on Java menus. So I asked her, what are these red things? And she told me that these are our signature products. That is Java. These are our signature products. I've been going to Java, I had never noticed. So the service industry is already ahead. Java is already marketing their signature products. I asked for a milkshake vanilla, which I obviously enjoyed. Now, that's the space we need to go to. There is no difference between an elephant in Tsavo, from an elephant in Serengeti, from an elephant in Kruger. Is there? See, they look the same. A lion in Samburu and a lion in Zimbabwe, zinafanana. They look the same. So then, why should our tourists come to Kenya? If the leopards look the same, if the lions look the same, why should they come to Kenya? Then it means we must be more. We must be more creative. We must be more innovative. We must bring out the gems that this country has to offer, so that when they come for the traditional tourism attractions, they also get to see more. Kenya is the largest exporter of flowers. We need to package that industry so that they come and see how we grow our flowers. They come and experience our tea farms, our coffee farms. This event today would have been held in Panafric, Sarova. Simungekuja, you would have come. But we said, let us move this experience to the middle of the coffee farms. My friend from Mombasa, Mr. Harsi, Karibu, he was complaining about the cold. When he arrived at JKIA, and the temperature when he got here was different. So he told him, now, my friend, this place compared to JKIA, we are about almost 1,000 feet higher. And it's an experience. So we want to bring out these experiences, and you, because you are the stakeholders, we are inviting you to walk on this journey with us so that you help us package and we support you. 3 weeks ago, Kenya, Nairobi was host to the World Climate Summit. And those people were here for about, 3-4 days. Where were those people going at night? Were they just staying in their hotels? They go take their dinner, go to the room, lock it up, and just stay there until tomorrow? Why did they go at night? Is a question. And if Perak is here, is Perak here? Members of the pubs, entertainment, we need to develop something about nightlife in this town, in Mombasa. And Kenya Tourism Board is very happy and willing to support this industry so that we can come up with signature experiences for these people who visit us. Now, before I wind down, I would like to appreciate the team at KTB who helped to put this all together. And I would like to ask them politely to just stand up wherever you are. You did a wonderful job. Please stand up, Fiona. I can see you there. This team has been working very hard to not only put together the audit process, but also to make us come here this morning. But we didn't work alone. We worked with the industry. We worked with Kenya Tourism Federation and its memberships. CATO, are members of CATO here? We would also like to appreciate you. Please stand up, madam. You're so pretty. Just stand up. Just stand up. Thank you. We worked with, let's clap for her. We worked with Ecotourism Kenya. Is Ecotourism Kenya here? Yes, please stand up. We want to see you. Thank you. Thank you. We worked with the KHC, Association of Hotel and Caterers. I don't know whether they are here. Yes. Thank you all very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite our chief guests, the PS, State Department of Tourism, Honorable John Ololtua, to come and address us and give us a keynote speech.
Thank you very much. The chairperson of the Kenya Tourism Board, Bwana Francis Gishaba, the board of directors of the Kenya Tourism Board, the acting CEO, Bwana John Chirchir, the Kenya Tourism Federation members present, all the tourism stakeholders, officials from the State Department for Tourism and other government agencies present, the entire team from KTB, the media, and all protocols observed. Good morning. Good morning. God is good, and all the time. Thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity first and foremost, before I convey a message from the Cabinet Secretary, just first and foremost to say I am happy to join this very important function where we are launching the signature experiences that are going to drive the tourism sector in our country. And right from the onset, as you have been told, my name is Ololtua John, the PS State Department for Tourism. The Honorable Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Alfred Mutua, was to preside over this function, but because of other engagements, he was not able to come, and he kindly requested me to come and represent him in this very important occasion. So I want, first of all, to convey his greetings, and let me see whether all of you have received the greetings from the CS, just by a show of hands. Thank you very much for that, for receiving those greetings. Secondly, I would like to make just a few remarks before I read the speech of the Cabinet Secretary. First, let me take this opportunity from the bottom of my heart to appreciate the entire tourism sector, the private sector, and all the other stakeholders for driving tourism to higher levels. It has taken the commitment of each and every one of you to be able to reach where we are today. It is true from what the chairman has indicated and what the other speakers has indicated or have indicated, that we have not reached the potential that we require. I was looking at the statistics of tourist arrivals across the world. Recently, I was in Samarkand City to attend the UNWTO General Assembly. And I was able to look at what that country offers. One of the key things I saw was the MICE conference, the conference facilities that they offer, and also some of the experiences that the chairman has mentioned, what he's referring to as a nightlife. They have something called Eternal City, where they have people performing at night. They have cultural villages where they showcase certain things, and that visitors go there after probably going around during the day to visit many areas. In the evening, they get that particular entertainment. And so, we have a lot to offer. We may not have reached the potential. I was looking at their tourism numbers, and they were clocking up to 7 million per year. The same applies to many other countries. In Kenya, we have been clocking around 2.4 million, coming down during COVID-19, it came down. Right now, actually, when a chairman, it is 1.4 million and some hundreds on top. But if you look at Kenya, we have the potential, just international tourists, before even looking at the domestic tourists, we have the potential to be able to reach very high numbers. And therefore, I like the debate that has just begun, as you have started the Magical Kenya signature experiences. I like the debate. And actually, without making a lot of, a long speech, I would like to say that this debate is very important, and it's very key to the transformation of tourism in Kenya. So I would like to invite all of you. We have tourism cuts across all sectors in the country. It is true that we have specific stakeholders in the tourism industry, like the members of the Kenya Tourism Federation and others. But if you look at even other ministries in government and other state departments, all of them have something to do with tourism. Look at trade. Tourism is about investment. If you look at trade, look at the investment. Look at sports. Look at culture. Look at health. Look at foreign affairs. Look at diaspora affairs. Look at the East African community. Look at agriculture. Right? If you look at every sector in Kenya, they have a role to play in this debate. And the debate is, we have the best that we have in Kenya. But how do we do much more than what we have? And therefore, today, I am indeed very happy that we are launching signature experiences that have been vetted, and they have shown that there is something unique that they are offering. And even before they are unveiled, I would like to take this opportunity to really congratulate them and urge the rest of the other stakeholders to up their game and join us in government as we think together. The Kenya Tourism Board is a critical component in the tourism sector. We have many, many state agencies that play a critical role and are working together as one. And the Kenya Tourism Board, Bwana Chairman and your directors. And I'm very happy we have the CC for Tourism, Bwana Hosman, just with us here from Mombasa. Yeah, I'm very happy because Mombasa is one of the key areas that really propelling tourism. So, Bwana Chairman and your directors, you guys, you have a big task because you are in the center. You see the center. Every signature experience that is identified, every potential that is identified, you play a very key role in ensuring that you broadcast it to the world, that you communicate. And I'm happy the media is here. The media as patriotic Kenyans. You are also another KTB. Yeah? Yes, you are. Because you can project what Kenya has. Lastly, so that I may just quickly read the speech of the Cabinet Secretary, very briefly. It's a brief one. I would like to convey a very clear message even before I read the speech of the Cabinet Secretary, who has indicated that we, as government and as the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, we have put in place very clear strategies and a very powerful vision and strategy to be able to transform the tourism sector, which include but not limited to, one, the issues of security of tourism, of our tourists. Two, the infrastructure that enables tourism to flourish in the country. Three, the signature experiences that you are talking about, identifying the unique things that need to be done. And four, working very closely with the county governments and other stakeholders to be able to map out all the products that require to be mapped out and to be able to develop them and ensure that they are done accordingly. And so therefore, he has given his unwavering support and commitment to the transformation of tourism in Kenya, and particularly looking at the bottom-up approach or agenda that clearly, and I want to invite the private sector and the other stakeholders that will look at how we capture the independent traveler and how we diversify our markets and to look at what we can be able to do. Therefore, I want to very quickly go through the speech by the Cabinet Secretary. I've already mentioned the salutations, so I will not repeat them. Therefore, I'm delighted today to unveil the latest Magical Kenya Signature Experience collection, signifying a strategic move to establish Kenya as a premier global travel destination. This initiative underscores the importance of public-private partnership in enhancing competitiveness within the tourism sector. Ladies and gentlemen, we now introduce 17 new signature experiences, building on the 44 unveiled in 2019 and 2021. This expansion represents a significant milestone in our effort to align with global tourism trends that ensure transformational success and sustainable social impact. Magical Kenya Signature Experience offers uniquely curated, authentic, and once-in-a-lifetime Kenyan travel experiences. In response to the challenges faced by the tourism industry, a tourism task force was established in 2015 to address issues like competition, seasonality, and perceptions of insecurity and affordability. Conceptualized in 2016, the MKSE encourages diversification of our tourism products, aligning with our Magical Kenya brand promise. It addresses seasonality challenges, making Kenya a competitive all year round destination. I want to emphasize that. The other day we had the wildebeest migration, and the Mara was packed to the brim. When you go to the coast and all other places, we want Kenya to be an all-round season destination where the tourists are full all the time. And that's why these signature experiences, these unique products that we need to develop are very important. Today's travelers seek memorable and unique experiences. I'm sure, Bwana CEO, acting CEO, you really spoke about the experiences, all right? And the Cabinet Secretary is emphasizing that today's travelers seek memorable and unique experiences, compelling us to innovate and diversify our offerings to remain competitive in the global tourism market. MKSE plays a crucial role in this diversification by challenging service providers to cater to discerning travelers' desires. With the addition of 17 new experiences, our portfolio now comprises 61 signature products spanning 7 circuits: Nairobi, Circuit, Central, Coast, Western, Northern, Southern, and Central Rift. These experiences encompass ecotourism adventures, iconic wildlife encounters, cultural immersions, gastronomy, farm experiences, and more. MKSE aligns with both national and global tourism trends and objectives. It supports the government's bottom-up agenda by increasing tourism value and volume, spreading it across the country, and targeting new markets, segments, and products, creating employment opportunities across various value chains. Just to highlight that, one of the greatest aspects that we are looking at as the Ministry of Tourism is to diversify the markets. We are looking at the African market, the Asian market, Europe, and the entire world. And we are also looking at the local market, the domestic tourist, so that we diversify. And we are also looking at how tourism can be able to create employment. I want to commend the tourism stakeholders. You employ a big number of people, what we call the hustlers, the bottom-up approach. There are many people who are working in our hotels, in our tour companies, travel, airlines, and many other places. And I really want to applaud you for that good work. And whatever support that we have to give you, we will be able to give that. I'm just about to conclude. The Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife is dedicated to enhancing the overall tourism experiences by collaborating with other ministries on aspects like visa policies, airport experiences, safety, health, security, and infrastructure development, just to mention a few. MKSE enables us to showcase more of Kenya, expand our product range, and provide an extra layer of magical for local and global travelers. In an experience-driven world, we urge all stakeholders to innovate and embrace this shift, forging the future of Kenyan tourism. In conclusion, let me say that we appreciate all tourism stakeholders and unwavering support, and look forward to working together to ensure Kenya remains a top choice for global travelers. With those remarks, therefore, I would like to declare that this magical Kenya signature experience is not just launched or declared, but also blessed to give birth to many, many, many other signature experiences, so that Kenya becomes the land of signature experiences. Kenya is the home of humankind, is the origin of humankind. It is our home, and everybody should come. And I'm sure they are hearing my voice. Please come. Come. Just come home. Yes, come home. Because we offer the best hospitality, the best everything, all right? I don't know whether you people know. I think, let me not say it, I think Kenya could be having the best. If you were to check, I was checking the 47 ethnic communities in Kenya, and each of them has got a very unique culture. We are developing culture as a component of tourism. Look at what you mentioned about our agriculture, our flowers, and how you can be able to transform them into our marathons, and many others. So KTB and the rest of the team, you have 100% support from the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife and the government in totality to be able to propel. But tourism is private sector driven. So I welcome you to give us initiative. Don't wait for the Cabinet Secretary and myself and the tourism state agencies to come up with a strategy. Come up with a strategy. Join us. Let us think together. Let us brainstorm together. Let us share a common vision. And I believe and trust that in the near future, we are moving from the 1.5 million to 5 million, to 10 million, to 20 million, to 30 million, and probably it is possible. By the way, go to Germany. Just check how many tourists they are getting. Yes, just go. Go to Morocco. Who tells you we cannot get as Kenya? How many of you believe that it is possible? Do you believe? Unajua private sector, if you don't say yes, then I'm really discouraged. Do you believe it is possible? Yes, it is. So let us join together. Therefore, thank you very much, and God bless you. We will be able to, I may not stay with you throughout because of another engagement, but I did indicate that I must be able to come and stay with you, no matter how short the time is. God bless you so much. God bless Kenya.
Thank you very much, Principal Secretary John Ololtua from State Department of Tourism.
Narudi nyumbani, been around the world, seen a lot of things, a lot.
Thank you very much, PS. I know your schedule is extremely busy, and we're grateful that you made the time to be here with us. But what is now going to happen next, this next phase, is all about the citations. It's about the latest experiences in the 2023-2025 MKSE Signature Experience Collection. I will request, PS, that you come back. Tafadhali, we will let you hand out maybe one or two of these certificates. I shall read out the citations, and thereafter we shall enjoy a snippet from the experience. And then, if you are responsible for that experience, please come running up so you can pick up your certification and have your photo op as quickly as you possibly can, so that we can move as fast as we can and get back to our responsibilities for the rest of the day. And so we begin. Tafadhali, PS. PS.
This is NTV.
Benefits of ordering